Okay, I'm Chris Avina with American Outdoor News. Today, we're with my friend Nico Els from Eastern Bushveld Safaris in South Africa. Nico, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Now, we've known each other for some time, but we don't get to interact like this very often.
Yeah, no, we should do something like this more often, I would say. Hopefully we'll be able to meet in the near future. I think I'm planning on coming over there, and hopefully I can see you in the new year.
I would love to come back over there. It's just now flights are so damn expensive. And are you finding that with people coming to hunt, the expense is an issue? Travel expense.
Yeah, travel expenses is a bit of an issue. Depending on what time of the year you probably come out. I do think right now at the moment, flight fare is relatively low, comparing to a different time of the year. But yeah, overall it is quite a problem. A lot of guys, a lot of clients start to take that into consideration more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, first off, I want to thank you for all the donations that you've made for the Dallas Safari Club Eastern Chapter fundraisers. I know they've been very successful. I know quite a few people who have hunted with you, and they've had an amazing time.
Yeah, no, we try our best. Yeah, and it's a pleasure. I mean, we try to give back as much as we can, and we try to contribute where possible. So it is a pleasure.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started as a guide, how you established your outfitting business there in South Africa?
Okay, so we have been operating now for 11 years. Myself and my partner, Landry Heeman, we went to school together, and we both grew up hunting. So we always knew that hunting would probably make out some form of our profession someday. And after we've gone to school, we've then gone to university, and after university, it just sort of happened naturally. We came together and we decided we wanted to start an outfit. And so in 2012 we actually started our outfit. We came up with a name and a few ideas of a logo and whatever else. And then we started operating, but it was only in 2017 that we actually registered our company as a PTY, and then started sort of doing it officially. But yeah, before that, I grew up hunting as a boy. Shot my first animal when I was 7 years old, and
Wow.
my partner Landry the same thing. And as kids, we would come out in school holidays to the ranch, stay over and hunt some warthogs. So, both of us have hunted well over probably 300 warthog in our
Wow.
life, and obviously a bunch of other animals. So, yeah, it's always just been part of who we are and what we do. So it just came naturally.
I definitely have to get myself a warthog. I love hunting wild hogs and wild boar here in the U.S. I gotta go over there and get one of their cousins.
You'll have to come and get more than one. You'll have to do a bush peak as well. That's also a very, very challenging hunt.
Well, we've discussed what's on my menu for my collection. My last time there, I didn't get a kudu. I didn't get a zebra. Those are two that I have to have. So that's something we got to add. So tell us a little bit about your lodge and the facilities and what somebody could expect when they come to your place.
Okay, so as far as accommodation goes, we use this lodge where I'm sitting at now, which is basically based on our family ranch. So which is mainly a livestock ranch, but we've got a lot of natural occurring species here, like the kudu, bushbuck, warthog, bush pig. We've got some impala, some springbuck, or a few plains game animals. But depending on what the client actually wants, we would move to different locations and use different accommodations. So we don't necessarily stay here. We've got a few other options. We've got a four and a 5-star lodge, access to a 4 5-star lodge. We've got access to a few other hunting ranches and camps. So, but I know every client who comes to South Africa normally, as long as they have a warm bed, a very good meal, and a cold beer around a campfire, that makes up for any day, whether you've been successful that day or not. And so that's what you can definitely expect that at any of our lodges.
Yeah, we're not very difficult to please here. If I'm going hunting, I don't have to be in a 5-star resort with people catering to me hand and foot. Although when you hunt in Africa, I mean, you can bring a couple of different pairs of clothes. Your clothes get washed every day. You get a nice gourmet breakfast, a gourmet dinner. I mean, it's amazing the level of service that's provided when you go to South Africa.
Yeah, for sure. And you won't go hungry. Never. You'll never go hungry. And you definitely should not come to South Africa with the idea of losing weight, because you definitely won't lose weight either.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So if I wanted to come there and hunt a Cape buffalo, you could facilitate that as well.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Now I do know some people personally that have hunted with you, and they had nothing but great things to say about you. They said your facilities were amazing. You were very professional as a PH, and he had successful hunts. You can't ask for much more than that.
No, for sure. And like I stated earlier, in the end of the day, we've sent some clients home before that has come here for certain animals and haven't got them. So, the hunting is definitely tough. You'll work for your animals, but whether you get your animal or not, we guarantee that you will sleep well, you'll eat well. We'll always treat you with the respect that you deserve. And we really try our best to give our client, the true country style living experience. So that's what we aim for. And to be honest with you, any client can go anywhere, and there's no you can't distinguish between outfitters in terms of species to offer, because everybody can offer you the same species. But not every outfitter will necessarily try and offer you the experience that goes along with it. So, and we really try to do that.
Well, it's hunting. I've gone on guided hunts and I've come up empty. Just because you're going with the guide doesn't guarantee you're going to get what you're looking for. It is what it is.
No, it is what it is.
Now, what do you think separates Eastern Bushveld safaris from a lot of the competition out there? There's a ton of outfitters. What do you think sets you apart?
Yeah. Now, look, there's definitely a ton of outfitters out there. And I must say, I find that's quite a difficult question for me, because I don't necessarily focus on how to be different from them and how to be different from other outfitters. I just try to focus on what we do here and what we can do, and what, if we cannot do it, we always either try to assist the client to find someone who can offer him that, or we'll try and we'll do our best to try and offer them, that part. But probably what makes us a little bit different from a lot of other outfitters out there is that we we grew up. This is our lifestyle. This is how we grew up as kids, as boys. This is what
Mhm.
we did. We hunted, and we started hunting with a 22 rifle, shooting rock hyraxes and monkeys and birds and all kinds of stuff. So it's the experience, how you experience South Africa. That's how we grew up. This is the way we grew up, and we want to offer that. So
Mhm.
I think a lot of instances, and not to badmouth other outfitters, not at all, but I've hunted with a few guys, as a cameraman, and I've wondered a lot of times how some clients keep going back there. It's just sometimes outfitters don't treat clients the way they should treat them, which I
Mhm.
don't understand why. But so we just really try and not focus on what other guys doing. We focus on what we can do, and we try and do it well.
Well, you're never going to please everybody. Sometimes there's a personality conflict and you just don't get along no matter how much you try. It's just the way it is. But, knowing you all these years and speaking to you and texting back and forth, uh, I know you're a very determined person and you do whatever it takes to make sure that a customer has a really good experience. And I know that from knowing you, just the person you
Yeah.
are. It's just, you get that when you speak to somebody, that they're going to give you the experience you're paying for. Now, the truth is,
Yeah.
you can go to Africa today and hunt a handful of animals for the same cost of hunting here in the US on an elk hunt.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what does an elk hunt in the US go for? Was it about 10 grand? If
Yeah,
I'm correct?
little more, little less, but yeah, in and around 10,000.
More or less. Yeah. So for 10 grand, if you deduct 2 grand for airfare, you're left with 8 grand. And with 8 grand, you can hunt probably for 7 days, and you'll take at least five, if not 7 to 8 of our plains game animals. So
Wow.
you can do a whole lot for 10 grand in South Africa.
And there's so many more species that you want to come back for.
Oh, for sure. And I can guarantee once you've started, you won't stop. You'll come back again and again and again until you've gotten everything.
Yeah, I've been to South Africa. I've hunted South Africa, and I am really looking forward to coming back. And I'll probably come to your ranch and spend some time with you, shoot some animals. What about archery hunts? Do you accommodate archery hunts?
Okay, so there's a part of the industry that we haven't got a lot of experience in. To be honest, myself, I've only started archery hunting about 3, 4 months ago. So I'm very, very new to it. I'm an absolute rookie. And my partner, Elandra, he's been doing it for quite a few years. What makes our area different for archery hunting is that we've got a very good vegetation type, we've got quite a few vegetation types actually, but it's very good vegetation. So animals don't necessarily, it's very difficult to bait animals for archery. You've got to
Mm-hmm.
do walking and stalking most of the time here. And that in our area is just very difficult. So it's very hard doing archery hunting. But yeah, if we've got a client who wants to do archery hunting, definitely we're not going to say no to him. He must just know for sure he's going to work hard for his animals.
Sure, sure. Well, I guess same thing with a crossbow. You have a little more distance and accuracy with a crossbow, but a spot
Yeah,
and stalk is just as easy as it is with a rifle.
yeah, definitely. The only difference just is that your rifle obviously gives you a little bit more distance. So yeah,
Sure.
it's definitely easier with a rifle, but still a challenge.
Well, everything's a challenge, even with a rifle. It's not
Yeah,
guaranteed. Um,
yeah,
uh, I missed shots when I was in Africa. Being in New York, I don't have the opportunity for long distance shooting. So
mm,
when I was there, the outfitter lined up a 400-yard shot, and I'm not comfortable with that because I don't do that here. You know, if I shoot 100 yards,
Yeah.
that's a long shot in New York. So, so I took the shot at
Yeah.
350 and missed miserably. And that's when the hunt really started. Spot and stalk, chasing the thing up and down the mountain. But, you know, we finally got it.
Yeah. I must say, Chris, that's something you mentioned now, long range shot. Long range shooting seems to be a thing that's taken off in the US quite a bit. And actually, you know, our area, our sort of you call this section of the Eastern Cape, where we based, is very, very good for that kind of thing. We've got deep valleys, you know, long open plains. There's a lot of opportunity here to test rifle, you know, to test your ability as a long range shooter. You know, and just normal hunting here, you've got to be able to take anything between 100 and a 250-yard shot.
Mhm.
Um, but you can easily, if you wanted to push it to 1,000 yards here, you can do that without issues.
I'm comfortable within 250 yards. Anything further than that is a challenge for me. I don't get to practice it. I don't get to opportunities to hunt it here. So it's unless I travel to like Texas or other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So let's what's it like getting to South Africa? You fly into Johannesburg and you got to take another flight to get to you by the Eastern Cape, right?
Yes. So from Johannesburg, you'll either take a flight to Port Elizabeth or to East London.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you go to either East London or Port Elizabeth, we'll meet you there personally, either myself or my partner, and we will pick you up. And from there, we'll go out to the hunting area.
Okay, so what type of gear would you recommend bringing when, say, I'm going to South Africa for the first time? What should I pack? What should I bring? Hunting clothes, hunting gear, weapons, things of that nature.
Yeah. So weapons, you know, it's weapon is not a difficult thing, but you know, it's each to his own. And some guys prefer to hunt their African hunt with their own rifle. You know, it's a sentimental thing, and so we don't discourage people to use their own rifles. As long as you know, there's a bit of a paperwork up front that you need to do to get your rifle imported into South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got companies in South Africa who specialize in assisting a client to get those paperwork done and ready up front. And then they even meet you at the airport to take you through the process. If you prefer not to do that, we've got a couple of rifles here that we normally rent out to clients. And whether you rent a rifle from us or whether you bring your own rifle, it's probably gonna cost you the same in the end of the day.
Okay.
But then, as far as other gear goes, you know, we try not to complicate things too much. So as long as you bring a good set of binoculars, if you want to bring a set of shooting sticks, you can, but it's not necessary because we have everything here. A good camera. Nowadays, people use their phones, so if you've got a good phone, that's perfect. And then a good set of boots, you know, comfortable clothes. It doesn't have to be nothing extreme. Our temperatures here, whether it's winter or summer temperatures here, you know, go from anything from probably 40, 50 degrees Fahrenheit up to about 110 in the summer, and maybe 115 if you push it. So yeah, if you come in the summer, our summer months obviously being your winter months,
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta know that it can get up to 115 degrees. Winter time as low as probably 35, 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
So now is your springtime there.
Yes, we will give it 2 more weeks and then we're officially going into spring.
Okay. Now, caliber. Somebody's bringing their rifle. What caliber do you suggest they bring?
Well, again, I
For
think
plains game.
I've seen a Okay. I've seen a lot of guys bring certain rifles and not do well because they're not necessarily used to them. I know you guys, an American oak probably has 200 rifles in his safe. I'm used to 8 rifles. That's how much I have. So again, I would say, if you're going to be hunting plains game only, probably one of the 30 cals. So if you bring a 308 or a 30-06, or a lot of guys like to bring their 300s. We've had quite a few guys who shoot 300 Remington Ultra Magnums. Those are more or less the kind of rifle you want to bring. Early in the year, we had a father who brought his son out with him, and he brought a 6.5,
Creedmoor.
not the Creedmoor, the PRC, 6.5 PRC for his son to shoot with. And his son shot everything. It's a lovely caliber. So, yeah, you can bring anything from, I would say, 270 up to a 300 if you want to.
So whatever you're really comfortable, like deer hunting with for plains game, you could use in Africa.
Exactly. And I would rather have a guy and bring a rifle that he's comfortable and that he shoots a lot, back home, that he knows how to shoot, than bringing something that he doesn't shoot that often, and then it doesn't work out.
Sure. You got to be comfortable with the gun you're using, or at least the caliber that you're using.
For sure.
Okay, so where can we find you if we wanted to look up Eastern Bushveld Safaris, look at your menu of animals, your facilities? Where can we find you?
Okay, probably the two best ways to sort of gain a little bit perspective on what we offer is either to go to our website, which is www.eastcapebushveldhunting.com, or you can look us up on YouTube. We've got quite a few videos on YouTube, and that'll also give you a very good perspective of what we offer in terms of hunting. And obviously you can put a face to the name, see me, see my partner Landre. We're on the videos all the time, so you can put a name to the face and know who's going to pick you up at the airport.
Do you have a Facebook page people could look at as well?
Yes, actually, we've got a Facebook page and an Instagram account as well. Both of them, if you just search East Cape Bushveld Hunting or ECB Hunting, probably you'll find both of them. If someone, for some reason, would prefer to just contact us directly, they can just email us at ecbhunting@gmail.com.
All right. I definitely want to appreciate you taking the time to speak to us today. I know there's a little bit of a time difference. You texted me at 5 o'clock this morning. But it's all right. I was up anyway. I was going to the gym.
No problem. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You know me. Anything I can do for you, all you got to do is let me know.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks again for your time.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a non-profit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.